righty then. I love the intro.
Welcome back. Welcome back. How everyone? Hope everybody had a nice weekend, Mother's Day weekend. Hope you all treated your mamas right.
You know the ladies ain't had no good weekend. They've been protesting all week long. They've been protesting since last Wednesday.
I'm trying to tell you your technique. You remember we do the sandwich thing. You do the top, then we put the stunky.
Oh no, we're gonna start off with this bad news because the news is getting worse.
I'm prepared. However you guys want to cut that cake, I'm prepared. You know that.
Yes.
I used to be the president and CEO of Planned Parenthood for 3 years.
Imagine that. So you know about this.
I know what time that is, right?
You true to this. You ain't new to this.
I ain't new to this at all.
She true to this. They should have talked to you before they tried to do whatever it is they think they about to do. But it ain't going over well. It's not going over well.
At the end of the day, I think the Supreme Court judges, just to get off topic for a quick minute, ladies.
On topic.
The Supreme Court judges are scared to death. That's the first time, Clarence Thomas has been there 100 years, right? 30-something years almost. First time he ever said anything. Why are they out in the front of my yard?
Why they in my house? They finna come talk to him and Jenny. Because Jenny probably put him up to it.
Yeah, sure did. Sure did.
Jenny put him up to it. And the thing about it is, he was actually the one that was supposed to write the opinion, and he gave it to Alito. Because he's like, this gonna be too smoky.
He didn't want that smoke.
He didn't want that smoke. You know what that smoke was gonna look like.
He did.
It's some bad smoke. So, and I'm on board with the smoke. And I'm married to a pastor who says that a woman should have control of her own body.
Yeah, they're going too far with it, man.
They're going too far. And when they start this, and that's this is a slippery slope.
Mm-hmm.
If we let them get away with when they get away with this, they
ain't gonna get away with this.
Let's pray. Let's pray, because I'm hoping there's a lot of ways we can fix this, but we don't. Joe Manchin
vote them out is the most important way.
Yeah, but Joe Manchin and cinemas are getting on my nerves, so I'm not gonna go down there.
Cinema came out and said something about it. She was like, what y'all trying to do now?"
But she didn't want to. She's not for the protest.
Of course, she ain't for the protest, but shit.
Listen, so I'm gonna wheel y'all back in. All right, your favorite Haitian girls are out here.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, everybody. We have a special
guest today.
Yeah, we have a special guest. We got to bring the smoke off. Got to get the heat off. Get the heat off a little bit. A little hot. Scotch bonnet hat. We got a great guest for you today. We have Ruth Carter-Lynch, who is a candidate for school board of District 5. As you all know, District 5 has been vacated by Dr. Rosin Osgood because she has moved on to being a senator in District 33. I want to say it is District 33 in Florida.
The number might change, right?
Yeah, yes. The number's going to change, but we don't know what that is yet because, Nick, as I was saying, we're in court now. Yeah. So we are. So we're going to, ask Ruth a couple of questions about her run for District 5 school board. And then if we have time, we will get and dig into this Roe v. Wade foolery. And our last show, Sandra and I got really into it, and we blamed the 55%. And the 55%, y'all need to fix it.
Get to work. I see y'all doing some things, but y'all need to keep it up. Keep that energy up.
Pressure on.
Keep that energy up. Y'all doing some stuff, but keep that energy up. Keep talking to your 45% friends.
And take that energy all the way into November. That's what we want to see. All right.
Yes.
So I'm going to turn over to co-host. You go ahead and introduce yourself, and then we can start asking.
Y'all know who I am, and today it's not about me, right? This is about us getting to know even better Ruth Carter-Lynch. She's a candidate for Broward County School Board seat 5. I do have a little something to say about that because I think it's still too many of y'all in that race. I think it's about 4 or 5 people in that race right now. I don't like that part.
How about 6, babe?
It's 6.
We just got another one today. I got a call from a friend of mine who was telling me that she's trying to get the same endorsement that I'm going for. And the people called me today and said, well, I want you to know you got another opponent. I said, what? She told me she's running down right now to put her papers in. She did that today. Her name is Natalie Walsh Lynch.
Ooh.
So you all know
what try to confuse people with those names. That happened in Hollywood.
No, she ain't gonna confuse them with the last name because I'm Carter-Lynch. Because I'm
they just gonna see that Lynch. They be like, I know it was some kind of Lynch. I don't know which Lynch.
No, but they're gonna. She's trying. That's what she's trying to do that. Yeah, but it's time for us as all of us that's in this race that are Black people of color. We need to sit down and have a conversation.
Well,
because
she's gonna say she half Black because that's what she's been saying.
That's what she's been saying. Oh, girl, please.
Yeah, she said she had Black. That's what she has said. She ran. Okay, so this lady that just put her name in, she ran against Dr. Roslyn Osgood back in the day, and she said that she was half Black. Okay,
that's my first time hearing that, Nick, and I've been out here a long time. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, and you have. So all right. So let's get into these questions. Because we're we don't like, we're not dream killers, but we do not like when
we need to be strategic about what it is that we're doing.
Right. But we're not dream killers, but we do not like to see a bunch of Black people going for seats when there is plenty of seats to run for sometimes in the same city, in the same district, but different positions. We want to see that at table everywhere. So we need to sort ourselves out. You know what I mean? So that's where we're at.
Well, wonderful. Let's start with, I would love for you to live in my district. First of all, that's the first thing I want you to do. Because I've been in this district for 22 years.
Okay.
And I've been out there in the public working with the school system for 17 of those 22. Prior to that, I was in corporate America, still taking care of historically Black colleges and universities throughout the United States. So, education has always been my drug of choice. But let me just say this. If we need let me give you my reason for running. My reason for running, because people in the community came to me, because I run for school board before, and asked me to run because they want somebody on the board that will be able to speak to the issues in our particular community. And that I'm well versed in is what's going on in the 5 cities: Lauderhill, Lauderdale Lakes, Sunrise, Plantation, and Fort Lauderdale. They cut out a bunch more stuff, but that's neither here nor there. Those are the cities that are in my district. Now, my first rule of thumb is I have been getting to know every principal in the school district. Because, if you don't have good leadership in your schools, because crap rolls downhill, we need to make sure that we understand what their needs are, those of us on the board, so we can provide that, so we can have good leaders that's taking care of our kids. That's the one thing. And first and foremost, I think I can take care of it. I do my homework. I'm Lean Six Sigma Yellow in Green Belt. And the school board is the business side of the district. And you have to be in place and be able to ask all the right questions. You don't have to be mad at anybody. Just understand the information enough that you can ask all the right questions, and definitely understand the budget.
All right.
And understand. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish.
And understand how it should be, how the budget should be administered. Because right now, I'm amazed, as I was saying a few minutes ago, that we have over 267 open teacher positions here in Broward County right now. And 75% of those positions have been filled by substitutes. It's gotten so bad that sometimes they don't have enough teachers, so they send all of the kids to the gymnasium
or the media center.
Yeah, and just have them sitting there, and sometimes they just watching movies. Come on, guys, we got to do better. We really do. And the kids are even upset about it. They really are, because I've had them say to me, "Nobody in my classroom, Miss Lynch." What, baby? Nobody is in our classroom. They be coming in and out. This because what happens is sometimes the assistant principals, the principal, they have to take turns going in and out of the empty classrooms, the classrooms that don't have any instructors. Here's a major problem. When we get back to the budget for a minute, guys. Here's a major problem. you are filling these teacher positions with substitutes. Okay. But here's a major issue. We're paying them $15 an hour. What a major problem in this county is people don't have enough money to eat and to live. $15 is not a living wage, people. Especially when
they can make 13 at McDonald's.
They sure can.
Look, thank you. But how about they can make 25 at Walmart? And how much they can make 20 at Starbucks? So why would you have to have a love for this in order to stay and take care of our kids? And that's a major. So I want to make sure that we come up with some kind of strategic plan to kind of give these people a reason to stay here. And that's where it's a good segue into this referendum I was talking about earlier.
Oh, but let us not go that far, because I do have a couple questions. Okay. So I know one of the things you said is that people in your community asked you to run for this seat because you're well versed in the issues in District 5. Could you please tell us, like the top 3 issues that you see in District 5 that you would like to address as a member of the school board?
First thing is student achievement. We have some of the lowest student achievement rates in the district. Is in my district.
How can you address that as a board member, though?
I can address that as a board member because I can talk to I can address the superintendent, because that's the only person I can talk to, because I'm not to make sure that we are allocating enough funds to give those administrators what they need to do their job.
Well, what's causing what are some of the things that you've seen that's causing the achievement in your district, the low achievement?
It was already low because my district is one of the districts that we get we on the lowest on the totem pole when it comes to allocating resources. Okay. You've all heard this ever since you've been here. What about the schools on the east side? Well, most of my schools are on the east side.
But there's not supposed to be any preferences, though, right? Like, ain't no money for everybody in all the schools, though. So how does this happen that one school ends up on the totem pole when the money in the budget for the county is for all schools?
Because it's how it's allocated, and the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And then some of the things here's some of the problems that I'm going to go on the other side of things. You have people that are administrators that don't understand how to budget, don't understand what to put in the budget for their needs. Now, one thing that I don't know that I'm still trying to find out, and I do have a meeting with the finance person to find out how actually do they decide what school gets what? Because I can't get a straight answer on that. Because if all things being equal, Sandra, like you're saying, there should be a way where we can make sure that these schools that have been considered low performing, not enough resources, have always not gotten enough funds to take care of the students. So I need to understand.
If I understand correctly, because from what I've learned when I did run was that each school gets a certain amount of money per student, right? And so how many kids you have in your school, that's how much money, I guess now they've raised it. I think it's about like $9,000 per student now or something like that. So for, let's say one of the schools has 400 kids. So you times that, you 9,000 times by the 400 kids, that's the school's budget, correct? However, of schools who are considered with a high percentage of like maybe 98% of free or reduced lunch, they're considered Title I schools. They get extra funding. So the question becomes for me, that's where I'm a little bit confused, is that every school gets the same amount of money. Well, not the same amount. Every school gets the amount that they have per pupil in the school, right? Then those who are Title I schools get extra funding because they're listed as title school. So how is it that there's not enough resources then? So is that breakdown incorrect? Maybe that's why you're not getting those funds that you guys are supposed to, you should be getting. That's where the disconnect is, because maybe they're changing the way that they do it at the district rather than doing it how it's laid out to be.
And that's the answer to the court. That's the answer that I need to get to that question that I've been trying to get them to say to me. Okay, tell me exactly how the district allocate these funds once they find out what the school needs. But another piece that I'm finding out, though, is that a lot of our principals and administrators, guys, are not trained in budgeting.
Okay.
So what they have not had any personal development training for these people, for our educators and administrators and teachers in forever.
Well, I know that so I have to say that I do believe that they do get training in budget when they're trying to become like assistant principals and principals, because that's part of like the testing and all that. So they do get some training. Now, the issue may be whether or not that's reinforced. Is it that, they're getting, that they're reminding them how to do it, but they do get some training when they're going through the programs in order for them to become either an AP and or principal. So they do get some. Now
they get some training, but is it specifically? Is it training specifically in financial allocation? Is it training specifically in how to prepare a budget for your school?
That is part of the classes that they take in order to become an AP and a principal. They do take a class on budgeting. Now again, like how much they learn in that class, right, and how what they do with it. But I know that part of the program for them to get those jobs, they do get training on budget and how much money is going to be in the school, how they got to put the students in the classrooms and all of that. They do get that training. Now, how intense it is, that part I can't speak to, but I do know that is part of the training. So maybe they need to be some reinforcement or something like that. And I suspect that some, the assistant principals or something may be better at it than others, but it is part of the training that they get in order for them to hold those positions.
Yeah, but you know what, Sandra, I still go back to, they may have the training or what have you, but I'm told that the training is not sufficient. And I'm told that by administrators, assistant principals, and principals, that is not sufficient. And when new strategies and new things come down the pike, that they have to sink or swim. Nobody comes in and really gives them the training that they need in order to figure that piece out.
So as a board member, is there anything you can do about that to make sure that these principals and assistant principals are consistently trained on any new policies and procedures that's going to help them operate their schools in a more efficient manner?
Well, here's what I would like to do as a board member. I would like for us to all work in conjunction together. I would like for the superintendent to work, and which is the only person I'm telling you that we can tell what to do is the superintendent. I would like for her plan, when she brings her plan to me, I would like to see that she has some type of strategic plan in place to make sure that happens. That's what I can do as a school board member. I can hold her feet to the fire.
Mm-hmm. And make about the superintendent. Are you're familiar with the process that led to her being the superintendent of Broward County School?
Started on that, okay?
Don't even get we would like to know what your thoughts are, because
I mean, I don't want to get you in no trouble, and I ain't trying to, if you think it's going to be a problem, then just don't answer the question. But I really would like to, if you're willing to share.
I didn't like how that happened. I don't know what Stan's want to say, but I didn't like how that.
As a past human resource person and as a politician since I was 16, let me tell you what I feel about it. I don't care. Look, I'm just running for school board. I'm not trying to be a state representative or congressperson, none of that. I'm doing school board now because that's what I want to do. And that's what my heart is. But here's what I think it's a farce. The way they handle it, it was not handled properly. The unfortunate thing is they have these rules and regulations about what they have to do to save face, which I think is absolutely asinine. And let me tell you why. If you already knew that you were going to change the rules, your original rules said that she couldn't run as the interim.
Right.
But if you just already knew you were going to change the rules and you guys was going to vote for her anyway, why did we spend $300,000 looking for somebody else? See, I'm always about the money.
Schools on the east side.
I'm always about the money. Right. I would have preferred, and I'm not pro or against the superintendent, period. We're talking about position now, right? We're not talking about people. We're talking about position. If we know that we're already going to fill this position, and I would what I would have done, what I would have liked to have done as a school board member, I would have come to the community and said, look, we can save. We like the job that she's doing so far as an interim. We would like to give her a try.
2 months in.
2 months, right? Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna skip over that for a little bit. Okay, you saw I skipped over that, right? Sam? Okay, drink your tea. So I would come back as a board member. I would have come back to the community and said, look, this is how the system works. As board, we have decided, because that's another thing, guys. Transparency. It's not enough transparency for me. Okay, I'm going to come back and tell my community everything I think they need to know. So here's the deal. Here's what I would have said. Look, we have decided as a board that we're going to retain her. So I would like for you all to be okay with us not spending $300,000 doing a search. And maybe we could put that back in somebody's classroom and preferably in District 5. Now, that's my take.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So we only talked about one issue, and that was like, local funding. Do you have another one that you want to address? As a
I do want to address. I wanted to address the secure the next generation, that referendum that's on the, and why it is. I'm pro it. I'm for it.
Oh, tell us a little bit tell us and the audience what the secure the next generation is about.
Okay, first, I'm glad you asked me that question because I wrote it down. Okay, so I could tell you, make sure I haven't. The referendum is right now. We on the voters, the homeowners, the taxpayers, we pay $50 per household as a referendum, which gives the school system, the school district, an additional $115 million a year. Okay. And that money is allocated for, and I'm going to read it so you know, it's allocated to recruit and train high quality teachers and eligible staff by increasing compensation. So that money goes to help increase the compensation for teachers and for administrators. Also, but mainly for teachers. And to provide additional school resource safety officers. Now, we need that like a dead man need a casket. We need a lot of money for safety because I'm telling you, the second thing on my list, so you asked me what my concerns were, Sandra, is about the uptick in violence in our schools. Mm-hmm. It is off the chain. And I'm not talking about high school. I'm talking about middle school.
You think that violence would be solved by having more security and law enforcement in place?
No. I'm more of a better strategic now because I have a problem with people arresting my babies. Okay, I just putting handcuffs on my babies. See, now I'm about ready to fight you then, because that doesn't make any sense. There's no reason for a 6-foot man to subdue a 3rd grader. There's nothing on it because when he could have just picked her up and taken her and set her down. So let's just be real. I don't want them treating our kids like they are criminals on the street. No, Sandra, that's not what I'm asking for. I'm asking for, let's get some more strategic safety measures. And there are a lot of programs out here that's already in place. Let's go talk to some of the schools that have good safety measures and see if we can get some ideas and some strategic plans from them. I don't want more police officer than the school. No, but I do want school resource officer. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think that they have to be. My daughter, when she was in elementary school, she had we knew her school resource officer, and she knew all the kids there. You know, she get to know who they are. She's familiar with them because she greets them in the morning when they're coming in with their parents or whatever. So I do definitely think it's value in it, especially if it's a school resource officer that's engaging with the students that are on campus.
And I want them to be trained to be school resource officers. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I want them to know the difference between school resource officer and police officer. Mm-hmm. And I want them to understand that in their training, they need to understand that I want them to treat those kids like they are their kids. I want them to treat them like children, like they are kids, not treat them like adults. So that's what I mean when I say safety, Sandra. I don't mean, and we can do other things other than just having people. I don't know how I feel about metal detectors in schools. I don't know how I feel about that. I just really don't. It scares me, right? Because what are we teaching our kids? Visualization makes a huge difference.
And my concern with that is it's one thing to have metal detectors, because I believe that all children at some point have had experience with it. If you're at the airport or you're going to a concert, or Disney, they do that thing because it's not. But the problem I have is that it's random. That's the issue that I have with the school.
And explain to random what you mean, Nick.
Well,
that's the word they use. Random means random.
Random means random.
It just kind of randomly ends up in neighborhoods with black and brown kids.
Oh, okay. Now, okay. I just wanted to be sure. I wanted to be clear. Clear.
My issue with that is that they've instituted this, but they instituted it at random, and that's my
randomly
issue.
Ended up in a certain type of school.
So to your point, if we're gonna have them, let's have them everywhere. Right? Is that what you're saying?
If you're going to put them out there and that's something you're going to be doing, then because I know that majority of our children have been exposed to this at some point in their lives. But if you're going to do it, especially kids go to Disney, so they know that this happens all the time. It's not random at Disney. It's just there, right?
Right.
So if you're going to do it, then do it where every school is participating. There's whatever you're going to create. But if you're going to do it at random, it becomes a problem for me.
Yeah, because
what schools are chosen to have this random, metal detector.
That's true.
That's an issue.
With how now, let's talk about that for a minute. That random word. Let's talk about that for a minute. Have we noticed that all of the major gun violence in schools have been predominantly Caucasian schools? So that probably should help us figure out where they should go.
And they ain't over there. I mean, them kids wouldn't let them.
All right.
When they told them like you're gonna have a clear backpack, they was like, hell no.
Lost their minds.
They lost their minds. So they ain't gonna let you bring no metal detector in there. They wouldn't even let them have clear.
So, if they can't bring
it, like the hell you are.
Okay.
You're not. So if you can't bring it in your community, you can't bring them in mine. Because guess what? I don't know any. If you guys know, let me know. I don't know any black gun manufacturing companies. Do you all know any? So I'm gonna leave that right there. Okay, that means we don't. And it's a sad state of affairs because we don't make not one dime off of those guns. Our community makes no money off of those guns.
What's your third thing that you would like to see?
My third thing that I would like to see, and also let me say, in mental health. And one thing that we have to be mindful of, guys, because I've been working with Parkway Middle School. I have to give them a shout out. We have the best mentorship program in the district.
They do. I have to say that's an awesome program. It is.
And I am their senior advisor.
Yeah, that's
I have been for the last 6 years. As a matter of fact, myself, McMain, and Letitia Gary, a couple other women, and our chief of police here in Lauderhill, she's a female, Candace Smalls.
Very nice.
We have lawyers, we have doctors, we have judges, we have teachers. We do have teachers,
educators. I know a few people that work in the county that works there.
Yes,
someone that works
also
as a mentor there.
We also have the policemen, but they don't come when they come to mentor the kids. Most of the time, they're not in uniforms. They're in suits, and that's on purpose. Okay. My husband is even a mentor, and I'm so proud of his little mentee. When we got him, he was about to get suspended from school. Now he's headed to the police academy.
Very nice.
As a cadet, and going in before he reaches his 12th grade year. He's going to be a senior, but he's going to spend the summer in cadet school.
Very nice.
And that's because, but you have to, it's hands-on. So we have a phenomenal program, and we are looking for mentors, guys. If you are interested, we are looking for them. But right now, and I would like to, with that being said, I would like to replicate that throughout the whole county.
That would be
really
awesome.
good.
That would
because our goal is for that program is to have 500 mentors in the school. We have 135 now. We have 500 mentors in the school by 2025. And we think we can do it because everybody that come in my path get asked. Okay. So, and we'll be bringing on like 30 more in next school year because we know we don't want to start right now.
Yeah. School year is almost over. Well,
let me tell you something, guys. And that even with our school not being up to par as far as the building is concerned. They just now started doing phases on our building, and then they got to phase 3 or something. I can't remember because I know I was livid. And then they said there's no money in the budget. But here's the thing: when the $800 million came down, that's another issue from behind me, the bond program. When $800 million came down the pike, and I don't want to hear about inflation. I don't want to hear about prices. Right? I don't want to hear about none of that.
The construction material went up.
I don't want to hear none of that. I don't hear.
That was the old
budget is a crutch. That budget,
material costs more now. That project.
Well, I'm that person. I'm that John Q. Public that you're gonna have to take me to that budget and show me where every dime went.
Okay.
I'm serious.
Right.
I'm not taking that for then. I'm going to come back to my community and I'm going to do a town hall meeting and I'm going to let them know what that money is. Because at the end of the day, and why it has not done what it was supposed to do. And don't get me wrong, if it's because of prices and all that, that's fine. But here's another thing that irritates me to no end. Change orders. You come in and you tell me that you're going to build my school for $15 million, right? By the time you get through, I paid you 30 because you put through a change order every 5 seconds. Got to get a handle on those change orders. And I need to understand and how, who, at what level or how much money do people get to just arbitrarily change stuff without coming to the board? How about that?
That budget is a crutch.
Yes.
I think the school board's major issue is their budget.
Well, the thing about, and I think that's one of the things that's a major issue. And let me tell you something, guys. We can't. I'm a 35-year corporate veteran. You can't keep just throwing money at things without telling me why you need it. You think I could go into my boss office and say, "Oh, I need $3 million because I just don't know what I did with the last $2 million you gave me," and he gonna just say, "Okay"? No.
Is that what's going on at the school board? They just throwing money and then nobody knows what money.
Because let me tell you something. That's all you get. Everything you hear from everybody, we need more money, more money, more money. Okay, I get that. Things are expensive, right? But show me what you're doing with the money I've already given you. Okay? Because when you tell me that there was $34 million in the 40-something $million in the budget for my school, when you got the program, when you got the bond, then I go back and you tell me we don't have any money. Okay, now you need to tell me where that 40-something $million went. How about that? And then let me tell you, I'm not unfair, guys. I'm not unfair. If you can show me, give me some tangible data that you did the best you could with these dollars, then I can come back and explain that to my community, right? And make it make sense to people. Because everybody understands 1 + 1 is 2. So what I'm going to need from them, guys, is to explain to me, like I'm a third grader, how this budget works in Broward County, because I'm tired of us just saying money. Okay, but my school don't have what it needs, but we're still getting money. Do you understand what I'm saying, guys?
So when you're saying how the budget works, you kind of know how the budget works.
I know how it works.
Want to know how they worked the budget, like
exactly. But Sandra, that's not how you ask that question, though.
I'm sorry.
You're trying to get them to give you some information, right? So you go in and say, well, explain to me, because I don't think I know what this means. So explain to me what that means. Because people, you get more with honey than you can with vinegar, guys. When you don't want to put people on the defensive when you're trying to get information, correct? So that's called the art of negotiation 101. So I'm passionate about this, as you can see. But the three main things I told you about, the mental health issue. Now, because I belabored that money thing to death, right? So let's go to
the problem, because all of it, everything that you would want to do needs money to get done, right?
Thank you. Absolutely.
Any resources you want to put in the school, you need the money. It needs to be allocated in the budget in order for those things to happen. So yeah, you do have to spend a whole lot of time talking about the money, where the money, what's happening with the money, how do I get the money in order for you to implement all the programs that schools need.
And and here again, and another thing, and I know, and some of the districts are richer than others, right? So what I did,
I don't think should that really matter. Let me finish. The money goes to the school board. It doesn't matter that if one community has more homeowners that pay more taxes than other. That's not how they decide how much money goes to a school. At least that's not how it's supposed to work.
Well, we'll see. And when I find out if it's working any different, I'll come back and tell you guys. Okay. But here's the deal. No, that's not where I was going with that. Where I was going with that is, for instance, when my school, those of us who are out here in the public, when my school, and I call Parkway Middle one of my schools, I got a lot of them. When they needed basketball shoes for our kids, that was not in the budget. So what girlfriend did, I went and got some of my friends in other areas, and they bought every one of my students a pair of shoes. And a nice pair of shoes. So what I'm saying is we should have other resources. And I know, because money and they, whatever money they get, if they run out, we need to have other resources, people that can go to get money from other places too. That's my only point. And I think that we need to get back to community education. And let me explain to you what I mean by that. The teachers, the administrators, the parents, and the concerned citizen have to be on the same page as to how we are going to administrate education here in Broward County. We have to all be concerned about what's going on with our kids, and we have to be concerned not just about my child, because I come to the school, I'm an actor. When I go to the school, I'm concerned about everybody's child there.
But and depending on the neighborhood. So I grew up in the hood in Miami, right? I grew up in Little Haiti. My mother worked day and night. She couldn't go to the school. My mom ain't go to the school for nothing because she had no time to go for the school, but she expected the school to teach us. She sent us there. We got good grades and she sent us there to learn. But my mother wasn't able to go to the school and, I guess advocate on my behalf. So, and I don't want to suggest that the District 5 have members of the community that are in that same situation, but how would you get that type of parent involved? Because my mother, she just couldn't go, because if she didn't,
I'm happy you asked me that question.
Had no money, and life would have been a whole.
How do we reach those?
I'm so happy you asked me that question.
They can't get there.
I was one of those parents because I was a single parent with 2 kids by myself too. So for 17 years, so I got it. My
mom had a whole husband, but they both was working.
No. I had a whole husband.
She had a whole husband, but they were still
I had one for a few minutes, and it was wonderful when I did. But at the end of the day,
she kept hers.
But let me just say this, Sam. Let me just say this. And that's one of the issues that I'm very concerned with. Okay, because I do live in an underserved community. I do. And I know these parents can't do the stuff that I can do, because I don't have any babies. That's what makes me a great candidate for this. I can go anywhere I wanted to go, how I want to go, and when I want to go. And my passion just happens to be for our children in these schools. Here's what I'm thinking. Why can't we have meetings, town hall meetings, quarterly in these districts? In the evening. So parents can come out and community service people can come out and talk and have their questions answered and say what they have to say. Also, I want everybody to understand you don't have just one school board member. You have 3. Each district have 3 school board members. You guys with me on that?
Yeah,
we understand.
You get it. But most people don't. Mm-hmm. And most people say that, if you got one black school board member on there, everybody black want to go talk to that school board member. I'm okay. I'm up for that. I'm open for that because I understand that because of who I am. But here's the deal. I also want to make sure that they know they got other people they can go to too. So when I have a town hall meeting, I'm going to invite both of my at-large school board members to come and to participate in that. Because that's one
you
thing.
Providing some food in the evening.
Girl,
bring some food. Bring some meals. Because if you're gonna have it in the evening, make sure there's some meals for these people to eat. Because
for their children, and some meals for their children.
Bring food if you're going to give us a full course meal, and I mean that with every fiber of my being. You say, you know what? We're gonna provide dinner. We're gonna provide this, and this is our quarterly meeting. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure that you can at least get not a full house, but you'll get some people to come. Even though
I would probably get a full house over here, Nikki. I would probably get.
Listen, that's how I got through college. I was like, wait, they got an event where are they gonna have food? That's how I got through college. I was
get out of my head. Get out of my head. Because let me just tell you something. When people talk about that's the beauty of having other resources outside. You follow me?
Yeah.
I will go and get them to furnish all of the food, and it won't cost the school district nothing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when I have my town hall meetings, I have a plan. I've already had these conversations with some of the vendors in this community, and they're willing to definitely help and assist.
All school board members, even those who are watching, those who are not watching, but those who will be able to see this, you all need to meet your constituents where they at.
Exactly.
Make a conscientious decision and meet your constituents where they at. Some of us cannot make it. Many of us are working 2 and 3 jobs, and it's important that we see you. And we see you in a space, in a place where it's welcoming, not like business as usual. No. You are here to serve. We are not here to serve you. You are supposed to serve us. And then when I mean that, and that goes for any elected official, you are here to serve people. These elected officials just want to run for office and be elected because now you're elected official. No. You serve the people, and know at the end of the day, you don't get to keep your job if you're not serving the people the way you're supposed to be serving the people. Right?
Trust me, ladies, when I tell you I'm not confused.
I just want to tell you, donuts is not breakfast.
It's not. It's not. Not donuts, bagels.
Donuts is not breakfast, okay?
And let me just tell you something else, ladies, and it's not healthy.
No, can I tell you? So
it's not healthy for our kids. They already on 10.
I do a homeless project. I do a homeless project in Miami, right? And then, the guys, so I bring clothes and toiletries. That's my thing, right? And the guy's like, you don't have no food? I was like, no, I thought somebody else bring you food. He said, they be bringing us donuts. Donuts is not food. So mind you, a homeless guy is saying donuts is not food. So donuts is not food.
No, we're not saying, I get it. And plus, I'm all about the health kick too. Because come on, especially in our community. I'm on the real deal. Just get a little serious for a minute. Yeah. We definitely got to do something about our diet. We have to do something about it. And I'm not going to have something and perpetrate a bad diet. Now I'm going to bring some food that people want to eat. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to just do crazy stuff, but I'm definitely going to have some protein, some vegetables. Okay. And I'm going to try to limit the sugar. I mean, really, because sugar is the devil, by the way.
I'm just saying, y'all need to bring some food and
donuts is not food.
Because and you know one thing, I don't want you guys talking about me afterwards anyway. Because y'all come on this live thing and blast. Look at her talking about she gonna give us some food, and then we got there and she had donuts. No, we're not gonna do that.
We don't want no cookies. All right, we don't want no red
drink. Dessert after I ate some real food.
Yeah, okay, because I'm coming up for work. Your meeting is at 6:00, 6:30. I'm just getting off work and I'm hungry.
And you hungry. And you know what? And I want you guys to eat first. I want you guys to eat first. I want you all to eat first. We're gonna give you time to get your food, get situated, feed your children. Because I want them to get sleepy and quiet. Because once you feed them, they want to get somewhere and sit down and get sleepy and
make quiet. That meeting short, honey. That meeting shouldn't be no more than 30 to 45 minutes. Don't waste.
It's gonna be. Let me just say this. One thing that I can do, Nikki, let me tell you, guarantee you, I run good meetings. Okay, my meetings don't last no more than an hour. Period, because there's always next time, and we just have to put that under new business.
Right.
And
right.
I don't have a problem with stopping a meeting in the middle, and not going to be putting up with any shenanigans either. That's a whole nother situation. No, we're not doing that. We're going to be civil.
Yep.
And all of that. Okay.
All right, so we got distracted with the food, but I'm telling you, you invite people to meetings, y'all need to feed them. Like seriously, man, y'all need to feed them. Feed them and get them and stay engaged and all that kind of stuff. So tell the people why they should vote for you, Ruth Carter-Lynch, for Broward County School Board seat 5. You and the 5 other candidates that's running for that seat. Why should they pick you?
It's 6 and 6 and.
Okay. Why should they pick you out of the people? Why are you the number one catch? Why?
I'm the number one catch because one, I'm well versed. I understand the system. I've been in this system for 17 years. And I understand how it works. And plus, I understand my community. I understand the needs of the community. I'm also a mother. And I've been a single mother, a married mother. I've done it all when it comes to dealing with kids. And you know what? I consider every child in Broward County my child. And I want what's best for every child in Broward County. Having said that, I definitely am concerned about the underserved schools right now. And I'm concerned about not just the mental health of the students, guys. I'm concerned about the mental health of the administrators and teachers too. COVID messed with everybody. And people expect for teachers and administrators we all having issues, right? To ignore the fact that they were affected by it too. So we have to put something in place for everybody. And that's another whole nother piece. So I just want to make sure that I am there for the community. I want to make sure that I'm able to give the answers that they need. I definitely know how to go find it if I don't have it. And one thing that they can take this to the bank. If you call me, I am going to call you back. I'm going to tell everybody, give me 24 to 48 hours to get you back. If I don't call you back, whoever's working for me will call you back and we will find out what it is that you need. And we will definitely come to some resolve. Might not be what we all want, but I will definitely be responsive. I'm going to be transparent. And I want to understand what the community wants. And that's what I want to deliver.
All right. Well, how can you be reached? Where we can go and send you some money, get you some volunteers. Where we need to go?
Okay, you'll be going to Vote for Ruth, Vote, VOTE, number 4, Ruth, 2022.com. I also have everything will take you to my Facebook page, but now I have a QR code for my PayPal that I can email and text to everybody.
Okay.
I have a link to my PayPal that I can text and email to everybody. And you can always call me at 954-612-7592. That is my cell number. And I always answer my cell number and I always get back to whoever calls me. And you can ask me any question because if I don't have the answer, I definitely know how to go get it.
All right. Vote for Ruth 2022.
If you want the truth, you vote for Ruth.
That's right.
If you want the truth, you vote for Ruth 2022.
And your race is nonpartisan, right? Your race is nonpartisan.
My race is nonpartisan. So the 2 highest vote getters in this race will go to the general. But my goal is to try to get 50 plus 1. So I get 50% of the vote plus one other person, which would be myself that votes for me.
Then you're going to get 50 plus 2 because you and your husband going to vote for you.
You're right.
The pastor going to vote. And so that's the name of that tune. But everybody, I pulled the records today, guys. We had in the primaries, the 2020 primary, I'm a numbers girl. Nikki, y'all know that. The 2020 primary and the 2016 primary for school board for District 5, we have 55,372 voters that are registered, that actually are registered voters and that participated in those two elections.
But 2020, she was unopposed.
Yeah, but she was in 2020, she was on the poll, but 2016, she wasn't. I got 2016. Okay. And that's the one the 2016 votes. But in the beginning, but what I had him do, I had him give me both for the primary. I had him give them both. So I want to reach people that's registered to vote. And one of the major things that I also want to do is try to get as many people to vote as possible. Absolutely. Only 10% of the voters in Broward County came out to vote.
For the special election.
For the special election.
And those numbers are typically low. Like if they're off year special elections, they do have a low turnout. 10% is pretty low. I hope I don't think it'll be that during the midterms, but we do need to encourage everybody to come out and vote because elections have consequences. We're still living the consequences of 2016. So absolutely, I'm with you on trying to encourage everyone to come out and vote. And that's one of the reasons why we do this, to let people know who the candidates are, so they can make informed decisions.
And politics are local, guys. Politics are local. We need to make sure we know. I know every one of my Lauderhill City Commissioners. I know everybody in the water district. I know everybody that has something to do with my life. I know who they are in my district. Okay, so politics have, local politics have consequences, and is we have to do it because let me just say this. I'm praying. I got knee pads by my bed for Val Demings to win that Senate seat.
Yes.
And I was so happy when the gentleman stepped out of it and she doesn't have a primary now. So that's a wonderful thing. And so I'm going to leave the governor's race alone because that's just nothing nice you can say about that. So I'm going to
we all know that every vote matters. Every vote counts. As you saw with the congressional race, one of the candidates won by 5 votes. So we know that the votes do count. So please, 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 this is why we do what we do. It's important. Remember, these local elected officials make decisions on your everyday life. It's important that you get involved. So we look forward.
Can I say one last thing before we all go, guys?
Yes.
We had 70 teachers to resign or retire in Broward County in the 21-22. And that means we had 34 from the elementary school, 17 from the high school, 12 from the middle school, and 9 from the mixed grade schools. That's 6 to 12 and, that type of thing. We've got to figure out some kind of way to give people incentive to stay here in Broward County. Because I had a teacher just tell me the other day that she's moving to Atlanta, to Georgia, because she can't afford to live here on her teacher salary.
Yeah, that's one thing. But I think part of 2021 was unusual too, because they were trying to get everyone was supposed to be going back in person after we did a year plus of being at home with COVID. So there were some folks who were still uncomfortable with coming back into the building, particularly how the governor had politicized mask wearing. And so people weren't willing to put their lives in danger, which I understand. So, maybe with there being better control, more medication, more information on COVID, some of these folks may be able to go back into the classroom in the fall of 2022 for the 2022-2023 school year. Some of them may come back in, but I do understand why some of them didn't want to go back in person last year. Because I too am an educator, but I teach on the college level, and I spent 1 year at home teaching. And when they told me to come back, I was like, "Wait, what you mean?" But we were able to tell our students that they had to wear masks and they had to social distance and all of that. But I still was uncomfortable with it in the fall. So I think that might contribute partly to the numbers, and hopefully folks will, go back into the classroom.
I hope so, Senator, because, another thing that's on the rise, guys, is the suicide rates among our kids. And we're talking about grade schoolers. We're talking about 5th, 6th, 7th, 7th, and 8th graders that are committing suicide at alarming rates. So
that's that mental health component.
Yes, that's that mental health component. Absolutely. So we definitely, there's a lot of things. So I can talk about this for all day and all night because I'm passionate about it. It's close to my heart. And one thing about it, we have to do something. And let me tell you something. I don't need on-the-job training. I am ready day one to take that position and do what I need to do. And thank you, ladies, for the interview. I appreciate it.
No,
and
thank you for coming.
if you want the truth, you vote for Ruth.
You're right.
Number 4, Ruth2022.com.
Go online. Go make your donations. Check to see for volunteer work.
Go canvas for her. Tell your mama, cousin, sister, friend.
Tell all your friends and join in on this. Remember, elections have consequences, and as you can see, we are.
And all politics are local.
And all politics are local. That's right. All right. So next week we'll have another candidate. Not next week, actually. Next week.
Yeah, next week.
We'll have another candidate.
I think it's JME next week.
Yes, it's a school board candidate. District 6 or District 1? 6. Okay, District 6.
That's right, because Laura Levinson is not. She's not going to run again. Did you guys know that?
Lori Rich Levinson?
She's not running.
Yeah, but she's not up for re-election yet.
Isn't she? I thought so. That's 5 seats. There are 5 seats.
Oh, you mean what's her name? District 1. She's not running. Yeah, she's not running again. But
and Murray. So we got
that's the lady that's that Hollywood area.
Yeah.
Murray.
Osgood shouldn't have been the one that was up, because hers are not to 2024. I'm only going to get 2 years out of her seat anyway, and I'll have to run again for the next one.
So it's District 1, District 4, District 5, District 6, and District 7 and District 8. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4,
5.
District 1, District 4.
Or is it 6? Say it again.
District 1, District 4, District 5, District 6, District 7, and District 8.
So that's 6 positions up, and there's normally 4 and 5. So I don't know who that 6th one. Well, I guess that would be.
The 6th one is you, because that seat should have been up since 24.
Exactly.
You're number 6. Yeah.
Right. I'm number 6. All right then. So okay, guys, look, have a wonderful, wonderful night, and let me get back to my research.
There you go.
Research.
All right. We'll see you all later.
Ruth2022.com.
Thank you. Have a good night, ladies, and thank you for the interview.
Absolutely.
All right. Good night. All right. So that's it. I know we have to run, but we will be talking about next week. We'll talk about Roe v. Wade again, because we just heard some things that didn't sit well with us. Ladies, if you're using apps to watch over, or look over, or track your period, that's going to be an issue. We'll talk about that.
Try to use it against you in a court of law.
Yes. Can you imagine? This is the state of affairs. But we will see you all next week. We'll be interviewing for District 6 School Board. District 6,
Escobar, right?
Escobar. John Moreno Escobar will be our guest. And we'll talk to him and ask him what his vision is for District 6. And the 2 weeks after that, we'll have candidate for county commission. And we'll be talking to her. D'Amica is her first name, and I don't.
Davis.
Yes, Ms. Davis. So we're looking forward to meeting, talking to her, and then we also have other candidates that are coming in.
And we're still scheduling.
So we're still scheduling, and we'll make sure that we put it way in advance, like we did last time, like we did.
Y'all gonna probably be seeing us more than once a week.
Yeah.
You
saying it sound like it's bad. They go see us more than once.
Y'all won't be seeing us more than once a week, because we got things to do with people to tell y'all about.
Okay, we want you all to be well informed with these candidates. There's a whole bunch of them. Okay, there's a whole bunch of them. We sent like 50 emails.
May says she's running for city commission.
Oh, okay. We'll send you an email, Ms.
Not May. D'Amica Davis might be running for city commission instead of county commission.
I have her down as county commission district.
Oh, well, we have to verify. Is that what you were talking about, May?
I already verified it. She's running for district District 6 county commission. She's filed. It's already filed and ready to go. That's what.
Okay then. Okay, so she said, wait. So May, you're running for city? She's running for city. I think when she said I thought she was talking about D'Amica, but.
Oh, okay. So she's running for city. Okay. So May, we'll send you an email so we can have you to interview for the city commission. What city is it? City.
May not talking about herself because she said she. Now she didn't say I. So May is talking about somebody else. I'm not sure who May's talking about.
Okay. Well, May, if you're talking about D'Amica is running for county commission and she's already filed for that.
Okay. She said she was thinking of another candidate. Sorry.
All right.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay.
No problem.
That's
no problem.
Okay.
So we'll see you all next week. And we'll put on our pages the people we are interviewing as it comes along, and we'll make sure everybody's aware of who we're interviewing. But so far, we have 3 interviews, and we suspect that will be more.
They're coming in because we have 2 other folks that we're just trying to confirm the dates with them.
Correct. All right, so we'll see y'all next week. Enjoy your week. Fight the power. 55%.
Stay woke, even though it might be against the law in Florida.
And the 55%, y'all huddle up with your 45%. Y'all need to get it together.
Stay woke, even though it might be against the law. It ain't never wrong to do the right thing.
Never.
Stay woke.
Stay woke all day.
All
Peace
right,
out, people.